Now, Albert Einstein once said that in the middle of every opportunity lies, in the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. And the same rings true for many Tobagonians. With the absence of the MV Cabostar for over the past 3 weeks, many saw it as an opportunity for Tobago's local farmers and producers. And so this morning we are joined by the Chief Executive Officer of the Tobago Agribusiness Development Company, or TADCO, Dionisio Salazar, and its chairman, Ricardo Alfred, to talk more about it. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Yes, hi,
Good morning. And
Good
welcome
morning.
to your trip as well.
Mr. Salazar, I'm coming to you first. Just for those of us who may not know, tell us about TADCO.
So TADCO is the state entity that charged with the responsibility for food security on the island. Effectively, we are mandated to provide the capacity building within the agribusiness sector. We say agribusiness because we see agriculture and those who participate in it, whether it be at the primary production level, which are farmers, or agro-processors, those who provide added value products, are business persons, and we want to train them up in that capacity so that they can provide a consistent, high-quality product that can be competitive, not just locally, but globally.
Right. Now, Mr. Salazar, I understand that while many were sort of on edge because of the removal of the Cabostar from the inter-island bridge, I believe you saw it as an opportunity for the local farmers and producers. Tell us how, what do you think some of the benefits were with the removal of the MV Cabostar?
So most importantly, we were able to provide the cheapest source of protein on the island, which is poultry. And that is because we had engaged on our poultry contract farming initiative since 2022 with a view towards developing that aspect of the sector. It is, as they say, low-hanging fruit. It's highly viable. It is sustainable once implemented in the manner that we had instituted for the program. We have had the support of major stakeholders here in Trinidad and Tobago, including the Caribbean Poultry Association, for the development of the program. And that program has successfully shown itself at this juncture, with the absence of the Cabostar, that Tobago has the capacity to provide, at least in that capacity, poultry for itself.
Right. Mr. Alfred, I'm coming to you to speak some more as well on the opportunities that you would have seen, but more so now that the MV Cabostar is back in operation, are we going to still see that thrust from the local producers and farmers to produce?
Yes, so what is happening is that we would have embarked on a program called the Poultry Program. This program is geared as providing a sustainable product right here on the island. The persons in the school feeding program, in the restaurants, in the bars, and the groceries. We also embarked, so that was the poultry side. We also embarked on doing some training as relates to livestock. So persons are now were able to kill their own animals in a very humane way. They were able now to identify the animal that is used for the slaughtering, identify any sickness, to prepare the animal. On the 13th and the 14th of this month, they were also trained in a collaboration with national flour mills and some other entities as relates to providing these specialty cuts. So we are now able to have these type of skills right here on the island where you can actually have the animal slaughtered properly. You can now have the specialty cuts, the ribs, the shoulderless, the boneless shoulders, all different types of cuts that are able right here on the island to make a better product.
Yeah.
The Cabostar definitely would have created some problems in the Tobago economy. However, we were able to still supply this precious commodity to persons throughout this whole time. And we are hoping that persons continue to support us. We are very grateful to the Tobago public and other persons as well for their continued support, and we would continue to work with them. We would definitely go out to the supermarkets, to the various associations, and try to get all of these products that we have right there, grown right here in Tobago, be available to them at an affordable price so that we can have some steady flow while increasing the capacity of the local farmer right there on the island.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Alfred, as you talk about increasing that capacity, I mean, how can we exactly do just that? Do the farmers need to have a partnership with a certain organization? Do they need to get more support from the THA? How can we improve that sort of self-sufficiency that we're seeing in Tobago?
Right. So what happened? The program took on about 63 farmers. Each farmer is different in terms of their capacity as to how many persons they can. How many chickens they can hold. We have to now assess these farmers, get them up and ready. There are persons that would have started off with 500 and they would have moved to 2,000, and that's heads up chicken in terms of the cycle. So we have to focus on those type of persons who are willing to extend their farm, who are willing to provide a better form of training. So we are providing training, we are providing the capacity building. We are definitely working with them in terms of ADB. I would really want to thank ADB for all of the different work that they are doing with the farmers in terms of providing some financing. We
Right.
also have to provide on the island an abattoir or a cottage facility to deal with the slaughtering of these animals in a much more larger number in terms of capacity. So we are working towards that. So far, Tobago consumes about maybe 250,000 birds every month. The aim of that really is to build that gradually. So it's a strategic plan that would normally take between 3 to 5 years, right? Any strategic plan is going to take between 3 to 5 years to reach our goal of providing that precious commodity right here. But we are on the way right now. After 1 year in doing this program, we are definitely seeing the rewards of this.
Of course. Mr. Salazar, I'm coming back to you because I know that the organization also does those sort of products in terms of the cassava fruitcake, the Dashin cereal, that sort of thing. Are we going to see production ramped up on that? Because a lot of people may think that that may be a bit niche. And so how can we see Tobago also promoting those sort of products?
Definitely, we are on a drive towards building capacity of those agro processors who add value to products from the raw materials context in terms of from primary producers. So what we are working on right now is to develop, and Mr. Alfred will attest to this, develop a kitchen, a commercial type kitchen that we can help these small entrepreneurs to come and operate from those spaces where they will be able to be certified for sale, not just locally, as I said before, but internationally. And the reality is we have been collaborating with major stakeholders at various levels, Export TT, TADCO, ADB, as the chairman would have mentioned earlier. We are also looking at our alliance with IDB to see what funding we can access to assist the development of the sector. So we are very much in a collaborative mode. This will help transfer knowledge to build the capacity that's required so that we can now look towards an export market, look towards satisfying the local market, building the entrepreneurs for understanding in terms of food safety, HACCP standards, GAP, GMP, all these aspects for certification. As a matter of fact, our farmers are now going to be exposed to our certification from TADCO. So we're working with these entities so that we can build the capacity. And so to your point, yes, those added value products, you will be seeing much more of them in the near future.
Of course. And Mr. Salazar, I mean, we would have spoken to the president of the Farmers Association, and he was saying that his farmers were under stress because of the sweltering heat and the high temperatures we've been experiencing over the past few weeks. Did we have that same situation with the farmers and local producers in Tobago as well?
Well, I will say it, and to the chairman's point again, actually, between Monday to Wednesday of this week, our cooperative that is on the island here has successfully collaborated with someone that we brought to the island here last year in 2022. And they did a workshop and would have addressed the extreme weather temperatures in the workshop and how to bear crops in this time. So again, capacity building, TADCO is on point with it. We have the right persons, and all we need is the farmers and they to take some initiative as well, because yes, we are state entity, but you know, if you're a business person, you have to have some skin in the game. So we want you to come out there and just buy into the knowledge, buy into the concept of how TADCO is going to develop the sector. There is a vision, there is a mission, and we are going to achieve it. As the chairman said, so we are definitely on our way.
Mr. Salazar, allow me to go off topic just for a bit. I understand that a few employees were laid off, or they were rather released from their contracts ending at the end of September at TADCO. Can you speak some more to that?
I prefer the chairman to give his perspective on,
Sure.
for obvious reasons.
Right. So yeah. So let me answer that question. Right. So just to be clear, persons' contracts came to an end. Well, will be coming to an end September 30th. We have to be able to allow transparency. All of the contracts, you have like 50 persons who actually contracts will be coming to an end at the same time. We have to allow transparency. We have to be able to ensure that contracts are staggered to continue the organization. We would have identified some issues as relates to the how persons were employed. You had 3 companies that came together and formed one company. You had 3 persons, 3 companies with the same persons, that 3 companies that were not functional or basically had failed, and we put them into one company. So we now have the opportunity to really structure the organization. The contracts came to an end. That's what happened. So now the contracts will be staggered. You had managers with various different salaries that did not really fit well with certain positions that they were in. You had persons that did not bring in all forms of their qualifications. You had persons with foreign documentation that was pending for the last 3 years. You had a different type of work ethic that we definitely have to fix. So everybody will have to apply, reapply for all these positions. All these positions is not open for, well, it will be open for the entire Tobago and the wider public, so that persons will now have a chance to apply. TADCO have a number of excellent workers, and they would now be fit into positions. You had persons who have their masters, but they're working as a secretary. You had persons with some CXC subjects getting paid more. So we have to structure this process going forward so that it is equal, it is fair, and everybody will have an opportunity now to be in positions that they are duly qualified for. And
Now,
definitely
Mr. Alfred, sorry to interject here, but just to confirm, it's 50 people that you're saying their contracts have come to an end. Yes, you are going back to the drawing board in terms of hiring, but also can you speak some more on those positions? Are they just at the managerial level or different levels within the organization?
It ranged from managers to the lower level positions. Again, I don't know why this position of people are saying that people were sent home. The contracts just simply came to an end. Now they have to reapply, and the majority of those positions being filled will come from the same persons who worked at TADCO.
Good. And these would. One more question as well, Mr. Alfred. Do you know how soon the vacancy request will go out for these positions, and how soon people can apply?
Right. So in May of May 19, 2023, persons were asked to bring in their qualifications. Leading up to the end of September, persons were asked to, write to us, letting us know that you want to continue a contract. So in a week's time, next week, you would have all of the positions going out, where persons now can then apply for positions that they would want and feel that they are duly qualified for, so that you would give them an opportunity to really grow and to build their capacity. You had a few persons over the 3-year contract that would have gone to and did some studies and been able to apply themselves, that the different knowledge that they would have got from the various institutions. So those persons can now apply for a higher position.
Right.
However, we have to ensure that there's transparency, and we also have to ensure that there's a proper process going forward.
Yeah. And Mr. Alfred, before you go, just remind us of how we can get in contact with TADCO if we need any assistance.
Right. So if you want to get in contact with TADCO, we are available on the Facebook. Our contact number is 639-4017. Should you have a product, because our aim really is to develop the agro sector and to develop the farmers. So if persons have the chicken and they can do a further product as relates to providing a more value to the product, let's say chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, pre-fried chicken, if they can provide it, come and have a conversation with us. I'm calling to all the organizations, come in to us. Let's have the conversation. Let's see how we can get things going.
Yeah.
If I can just add shortly, TADCO is not about the board or persons or managers. TADCO is about building Tobago and ensuring that we have a sustainable product. In October, we're going to be having a lot of activities. I hope the persons across on Trinidad can come across. We're going to be having a lamb festival. The World Food Day is going to be at the Food Hub. We're going to be having so much things happening. And TADCO is a diverse company. The aim of
now, Mr. Alfred, unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut you, unfortunately, but TADCO is always welcome here on the Now Morning Show, and I know that we're going to have you in again to roll out those initiatives. Let me thank you so much for joining us this morning, you and Mr. Salazar, and please keep up the good work that you're doing in terms of developing the agribusiness sector in Tobago.
All right, thank you very much.
Have a good one, gentlemen. And that was the CEO of TADCO, Mr. Dionisio Salazar, and its chairman, Ricardo Alfred, talking about how the removal of the MV Cabostar provided some great opportunity for the island of Tobago. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break. I'll be right back. Stay with us.